warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rahmi Yuliarni. Currently, I'm studying in Padang State Polytechnic, majoring in Business Administration, student ID 190106104. In this video, I want to talk about the importance of mental health awareness. When I was in high school, I had a mental illness like a depression for several reasons. I have fallen in academic, whereas I am an ambitious child and always try to get the best result. Moreover, I also had a conflict with my friends. I was depressed and I didn't know how to move on with the problem. With each day that passes, I have begun to deal wisely with the problem, and then I immerse myself in spiritual days. I often consult with my teacher and my parents. This all makes me so much better than before. And magical things started to happen. I became easier to manage problems, and I'm glad my parents always support me in every situation. So, depression is more than feeling down. It has physically changed your brain. This can affect how you think, feel, and act. So, depression is more than feeling down. It has physically changed your brain. This can affect how you think, feel, and act. Stressful events such as a relationship issues, losing a job, bereavement, or money issues can lead to mental illness. Most people who live with mental illness have mild to moderate symptoms and conditions such as anxiety disorder or depression. Today, I would like to inform you about the importance of mental health and how to treat mental illness. What is mental health? According to the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with normal stresses of life, can work productively, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Mental health refers to cognitive, behavioral, and emotional well-being. It is all about how people think, feel, and behave. People sometimes use the term mental health to mean the absence of a mental disorder. Mental health can affect daily living, relationships, and physical health. However, this link also works in the other direction. Factors in people's lives, interpersonal connections, and physical factors can all contribute to mental health disruptions. Looking after mental health can preserve a person's ability to enjoy life. Doing this involves reaching a balance between life activities, responsibilities, and efforts to achieve physiological resilience. Conditions such as stress, depression, and anxiety can all affect mental health and disrupt a person's routine. Although the term mental health is in common use, many conditions that doctors recognize as physiological disorders have physical roots. And today, we explain what people mean by mental health and mental illness. We also describe the most common types of mental disorders, including their early signs and how to treat them. In the United States, the National Alliance on Mental Illness estimates that almost 1 in 5 adults experience mental health problems each year. The most common types of mental illness. The first one is anxiety disorders. According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders are the most common type of mental illness. People with these conditions have severe fear or anxiety, which relates to certain objects or situations. Most people with an anxiety disorder will try to avoid exposure to whatever triggers their anxiety. Examples of anxiety disorders include generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorders, phobias, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. The second one is mood disorders. People may also refer to mood disorders as affective disorders or depressive disorders. People with these conditions have significant changes in mood, generally involving either mania, which is a period of high energy and elation, or depression. Examples of mood disorders include major depression, bipolar disorder, seasonal affective disorders. And the third one is schizophrenia disorders. Mental health authorities are still trying to determine whether schizophrenia is a single disorder or a group of related illnesses. It is a highly complex condition. Schizophrenia has negative and positive symptoms. Positive symptoms include delusions, thought disorders, and hallucinations. Negative symptoms include withdrawal, lack of motivation, and a flat or inappropriate mood. There is no physical test or scan that reliably indicates whether a person has developed a mental illness. However, people should look out for the following as possible signs of a mental health disorder: withdrawing from friends, family, and colleagues, avoiding activities that they would normally enjoy, sleeping too much or too little, eating too much or too little, feeling hopeless, having consistently low energy, using mood-altering substances, including alcohol and nicotine, more frequently, displaying negative emotions, being confused, being unable to complete daily tasks such as getting to work or cooking a meal, having persistent thoughts or memories that reappear regularly, thinking of causing physical harm to themselves or others, hearing voices, and experiencing delusions. Now that you know something about the importance of mental health, let's look at how widespread they are in Indonesia. In Indonesia, no data are available about mental health problems and the needs of transitional age youth. This study explores common mental health problems experienced during this stage and assesses how they cope with problems and their expectations from health services. This was a cross-sectional study involving 393 Indonesians aged 19 until 24 years in May 2020. More than 19% of students had financial and academic difficulties and felt lonely. In conclusion, the study highlighted the most common problems transitional age youth experience in Indonesia. While some of them already knew how to deal with their problems, not all the participants had good coping mechanisms. Their healthcare expectations were also explored, thereby providing a useful background to revise and amend the current conditions. In Indonesia, healthcare system coverage for mental health needs to be evaluated. Unfortunately, mental health issues were not prioritized until recently. In contrast to other countries, where they have established universal health coverage, scams with mental health issues included, such as Australia and the UK. Furthermore, the government also attempted to raise awareness by implementing several mental health associated activities, training staff and health professionals in more than 600 community health centers. After knowing what mental health is and what causes it, I'm sure you are wondering how they can be treated. Here are a few powerful things you can do to help. Showing individuals respect and acceptance, advocating within our circles of influence, and learning more about mental health. There are many Hollywood artists who suffer from mental illness, starting from Mariah Carey, Lady Gaga, to Demi Lovato have admitted related to having the disease. There are several Indonesian artists who also suffer from mental illness. Some of them are quite severe like Marshanda, Mei Chan, Deddy Kobuzer, and Tora Sudiro.